excited to be here. And welcome to Salt Flats 2021, presented by TELUS. My name is Brad Jones. I'm one of the co-founders of the Alberta Esports Association, and I'm joined today by Kurt, the Executive Community Outreach for ASA. How you doing today, Kurt?
I'm doing quite well. It's very nice not to have to wake up at 7 and come and set up a venue.
Yes, online has certainly changed our perspective a little bit. It's nice to greet everybody through the webcam, through the stream, but certainly I miss physically hugging and shaking the hands of everyone as they come through. That's never going to be quite the same. But for those of you who don't know, Salt Flats has been going on for about 8 years now. It's an event that's been happening for 8 years, and I think this is actually the 15th Salt event. This is the 15th edition of Salt Flats, if you will, and it's been a long journey. It's something that's really close to my heart as well. I mean, it all started with the idea of bringing our friends together and enjoying a weekend of playing all sorts of video games, having a good time, showing off what people can do, and networking in a sense. Kurt, do you remember your first Salt Flats?
I absolutely do remember my first Salt Flats. The mystery tournament was the absolute highlight for me, and it was a good way of bridging the gap between like top players and low-level players. I never had so much fun just like playing games at a big event.
Yeah, well, and I'm really glad you say that, because that's honestly that's really been the heart of it, right? I mean, esports is an amazing thing, but we can really celebrate all of what esports has to offer. There is so much more than just playing games and winning. There's the people you meet along the way, the experiences, the grind, if you will. And sometimes it's esports can be just, or gaming can be just playing Mario Party with your buddies and then wanting to beat them, or even just I remember building DK bongo drums to play GoldenEye, and it's like it's a really terrible experience to actually choose to sit down to do, but it's a delightfully funny experience to be forced to sit down to do. So certainly the mystery tournament is unlike any other. In fact, well, I think certainly, if for those who don't know, Kurt has been a host and a help with Salt Flats since Salt Flats 2 or Salt Flats 3, one of the very first ones. Definitely been, or even was it Salt Flats 1? You've been around with me for the whole time, so you've seen the what goes into Salt Flats, some of the behind the scene, pull the cloth away, some of the horror.
Oh, absolutely.
All the gears, all the mess that I go through trying to make these things unique and creative, but it really does come out with something I'm very, very proud of, and it's that kind of thing that's very. Well, I mean, I'll just say it. Over the years, we've grown significantly. The very first Salt Flats had 98 people, and this weekend we have over 700 competitors. And that's I'm incredibly proud to say that it's only been made possible by the incredible support of both the communities and the sponsors, and really everyone getting involved. You watching right now, being supportive, is the reason we're able to make this happen. So I really appreciate that. And of course, I mentioned sponsors, but it is really important to acknowledge the fact that the sponsors are what makes this go around. I mean, put it simply, we're able to pay our staff these days, which back in the day, yeah, Kurt, when you and I were leading the show, it was 72 hours, moving tables, calling matches. Sometimes you even paid to make that experience happen. But now we're actually able to pay all of our tournament organizers, all of our production team, and even add prize pools to a free event, which is a phenomenal thing. And it's really thanks to our sponsors. And I mean, if you don't know, we are presented by TELUS. TELUS is the title sponsor for the event. TELUS is incredible. Thank you so much for helping us out there. But also, we're sponsored by the Gaming Stadium. I mean, I guess you can see them all on the screen, but the gaming stadium, if you aren't aware, based out of BC, but really getting around. They just announced an opening in Mexico, I believe. They're incredible. They do lots of cool events, and if you haven't seen them around, I highly recommend checking out the gaming stadium. Brightside by ATB. I'll just throw up a water bottle here. They actually they helped us out as well. They're going to be featuring the rock paper scissors event. You're going to really love what we have from them. They got some really cool stuff. And Explore Edmonton, really helping us out, being based as an Alberta event. They're giving us some love as well. So really big thanks to them. And lastly, of course, we've got Herbaland, United Way Calgary, and Memory Express all throwing us a bone as well. They are fantastic. I mean, you've probably seen all three of them around in the communities here and there, but really they are genuinely, good companies that I recommend you support because they are awesome. And it's with their incredible combined support that we are able to create such a magnificent event, and really create these unique experiences and put on what I hope to be a really incredible show. We'll get into it in a minute, but is there any particular panel or anything that you're excited most for? Is there something in particular that you're most excited for there, Kurt?
Yes, 100%. The Scribble.io panel, or however you say it, Scribblio. I'm looking forward to that the most, since everyone's like pretty competent artists, and whenever I usually play that game, it's stick figures, and it's just it's not gonna be on the same level. And I'm really looking forward to seeing what a lot of these content creators have in store for that.
Yeah, for sure. I love that we've got all local talent. It's a very Alberta focused and very everyone on board, everyone supportive, has some tie to Alberta or is living in Alberta, and I think that's really important messaging. Given we are the Alberta Esports Association, we really want to make sure everybody is represented accurately. And the thing is, so you probably see it in the corner, it's a little bit cut off, but we've got some cool things. Now we have 23 tournaments this weekend, 17 panels, and a lot of giveaways. One of the things we're doing on top of the cash prize is we're actually showing off. I'm showing off the little prize bonus bundle that we've given to our volunteers, but also to our players. If you win one of the brackets, you get a box full of all sorts of goodies. You get some Red Bull cans, you get a Brightside water bottle, you get a ton of Herbaland gummies, just an absolute crap load of them. There's a mask, a tin, some stickers, and you get the Salt Flats guidebook. Now, this is really special. This is something unique that we haven't done before. Let me show it on camera here. This right here is the Salt Flats. So cool. Salt Flats 2021 Ultimate Guidebook. Now, you can get it digitally at any time. If somebody wants to throw me the ! guide in the chat, you can actually access it online anytime, flip through it. But we've got a physical version for everyone who's just so lucky to get the limited print here, and it goes over everything we're doing over the weekend. Really exciting stuff, and I'm excited to be able to give that to some people. And that's really thanks to, again, the sponsors that are able to make that possible, so everyone can read it, and everyone gets their hand to get it, basically. And also, you can print it at home if you don't know. The version you can download from the website and print it yourself. There are some coloring pages at the back if you feel so inclined. Hey, look, it's for everybody. I
love it. It's great.
I've done it. It's a lot of fun. But yeah, speaking of tournaments, we have 23 different games running over this weekend, which is incredible. And including like Splatoon 2, Guilty Gear Plus R, Soul Calibur, Rock Paper Scissors, Super Smash Brothers, Tetrio, and that's just to name a few. There's a lot that you can go through. But of course, what we're here for is the panels, and boy, do we ever have a show. I'll be honest, when I think about Salt Flats, I don't think about the tournaments. The games and the winners aren't my priority in a sense. I want to make sure it's always a great time for everyone. But I think about the entertainment, the memories, and the education I get to take in every time when I meet new people, and that's what the panels are all about. Kurt, I'm going to pull you again here. You must have a couple of good memories. We can probably share a few old school memories from Salt Flats if you've got a few on the back of your mind here.
On panels specifically?
No. Just general memories. The things that make Salt Flats unique. Things like the mystery tournament, things like going till 5 a.m. Because the schedule for mystery didn't expect to have 100 people in it.
Well, and also that Salt Flats was the year we did it in one day, so all the events was on one day. And when things have to get held up, it's always going to be the mystery tournament, because that the real ones will stay for the mystery tournament. That way you can trust them to stick around, and then for them to actually play it out. But there was a point in the mystery tournament where I was so tired. I just wanted to split the prize, and Brad would have been so upset. And I'm really glad I didn't make it to that point, because it turned out to be a better ending, because we would have just split and left, because it was already 4:30 at this point.
yeah. It takes a truly monolithic resolve to win the mystery tournament. I'll tell you that much. And I think that there's some really funny examples. I mean, I still remember um, it was Wii Boxing, Proton John versus Zigzagoon at like
Uh-huh.
again 3 a.m. punching at the screen. All sorts of silly memes. Um,
Oh, I liked Bushido Blade on
oh, Bushido Blade,
on
yes,
Dance Mess. That
yeah,
was pretty
yeah.
legendary.
Alphakins and Naotis, I think it was in
No, it
Bushido
was
Blade on
Alfkins
Dance.
and Zigzagoon.
Oh, Zigzagoon. You're right. You're
Yeah.
right. You're right. Alphagans and Zigzagoon. Bushido Blade on dance pads, which is just silly, silly stuff.
Legendary.
A game with like 18 different stances, but you only have 6 buttons. Good luck. Really, really, really silly stuff. But I really enjoyed it. I think that there's a lot of really unique things, and I hope to continue making those experiences. I'm really glad that everyone can join us along the way. Um, but you know what? Let's go over what are we doing today. Let me pull it up in the guidebook and see what we've got going on today. Oh, you know what? I just want to show it off. We've got a picture of Pat K, an old school brawl player who got there an hour before me at Salt Flats 3, or I think it was, and
Salt Flats
plugged in.
1. That was the
That was
first
the
one.
one. Oh my!
That was Salt Flats 1. That was
Uh,
when it was 3 days, and that was the last day. That was Family Day Monday.
Family Day Monday. Pat
Yeah.
K gets there an hour before me, plugs in on the ice rink outside the venue, and starts playing brawl with the couple people there. Really silly stuff, but I love it. That's the kind of stuff that you can't you really can't come up with those ideas. That's the kind of stuff that happens naturally when people come together. So of course, going through the show today, we've got the ACE Checkpoint panel, mental health and financial well-being, presented by the United Way Calgary.
It'd be really
We've got
cool.
yeah, and I know Victor, my other co-founder and one of the heads of ASA, is going to be moderating that one. It's going to be really, really good. We've got a lot of really strong talent. Geraldine Dressler, Rebecca DeVoe, Alex Shinky, and Amanda Adkins are all going to be in that, which is going to be a really good panel. Lots of really good, knowledgeable people. We've got after that we've got esports career paths with Ryan Coots and Chris Ansel, which is going to be really cool to explore the different types of careers available within esports. It's not just about pro players. There's a lot of things that go into it, and as someone who educates in the esports field, I really do think that there's going to be a lot of benefit to watching that panel. Then we've got Ronnie, our good friend Ronnie from Memory Express, running "Stop Making Business Mistakes in a Content Creator World." That's gonna be fun. I know that Ronnie is a very electric individual. I'm excited to see what he's got going. He hasn't told me much of what's going on in that panel, so what we got to see. But word on the street is he might be giving something away. Then of course we got rock paper scissors, tried and true, my favorite thing. The reason I do the games in the first place is to make sure people play rock paper scissors. So got that coming. That's at 2 p.m. Followed up immediately by the Women in Leadership panel, which is presented. Or which is moderated, sorry, by Courtney Nickerson, our secretary on the board of ASA. But it's also got Kagan Bonneau, Rebecca DeVoe again, and Madison Cote. And it's going to be really awesome just digging into their experiences and the different, kind of the life of kind of a women in leadership in gaming and technology in general, and the different ways that people experience things and what can what can be improved and what's the good and bads. Then we got What Makes a Game with Allison Secor, Craig Fow, and Scott Wilson, local game devs out of Lethbridge, and Craig is Alberta Makes Games is the sorry, I'm trying to remember what Craig was from. So they're going to talk about game jams, what the experience of trying to make a game in 48 hours is like, but also their experiences within game dev as a whole. Then, of course, our very own Gobrins, the man behind the mirror, the one running everything today. Gobrins is going to be running Stumbling into the Bigger Picture, which is I'll let you learn about that one. But it's kind of a really I'm really excited. It's a really nice story for what local streamers and what he personally went through, and what you can kind of expect as a streamer, and what the life is like. Um, and then we've got I'm really excited for this one. You know him well, but Too Many Cooks will be doing a live performance of video game music, his own remixes, some different things, and live guitar on stream. We got Too Many Cooks, Don, for those you know, it's that one I'm really excited for. He took requests over Twitter of various games and songs that you could potentially hear, and he's got some really nice ones. He kind of gave me a sneak peek last night of some of the ones he plans to do, and it's going to be really good. Especially Kurt, I think you're going to like it too.
Oh yeah, no, like he's already told me he's gonna put some of mine in there.
Yeah, I'm really excited. And then we close out the day with the AIM Lab finals. We're going to be showing off some of the best shooters in the event with AIM Labs, which is a really unique format of game. If you haven't played AIM Labs, it's an aim training simulator. It's not actually a versus game at all, but we find a way. And we're going to be putting together the top players out of that and making them shoot some targets. It'll be really exciting to see the skill set of some of these incredible players. I think we've got some of our own team in there too. We'll see if any of the ASA members make it to the top of that one. I don't know if we're that good. I don't know if we're the top level shooters or not. But that's just today. We've got so many things going on, and Salt Flats is so close to my heart, and I really am excited to see what we've got, and I'm thankful for you all being here. I think, I mean, the Alberta Esports Association has come a long, long way since April of 2020. I think is when we really got going with Super Smash and COVID. It's been almost a year now, and to show the support in the sense that we've gotten to 700 competitors, and all you watching and everyone taking part, it's really been something awesome, and we've really started to elevate esports in Alberta in a great way. And I'm really proud of what we can do. I'm really proud of our team, and really proud of everyone coming on board. We've been really, really busy. We've got a lot of exciting things we can't share quite yet, but just March is going to be a busy month if you catch my drift. But I think we're working on some really, really cool long-term things. I mean, I just want to dig into your experiences a little bit with ASA here, Kurt, since not many people kind of see you on screen all the time with us. But as the community executive, like what is the kind of thing that you do with ASA? What is your role? What's your experience like?
So I think it's limited at the moment because my whole goal is to kind of bring just different aspects of community work, I guess, into esports. So that means connecting with different community leads. That's probably the main thing that I'm trying to be doing. Although like I'm pretty busy, so I can't like get it all done pretty quickly. But main things are going to be like connecting with the libraries, connecting with school boards, connecting with all types of kind of things that you might consider like normal or things in kind of normal life, and connecting with those and kind of bringing an esports space to that, as well as promoting more engagement with esports in a lot of ways. There's like it's really important to bring in, make sure it's really inclusive and reduce that increase that level of accessibility for people to be able to join into this, where parents might understand it better. Maybe it's someone who's in a wheelchair and they want to get into this, kind of all those kind of things. So that's kind of the things that I'm working on. And that doesn't go along with, that's not all just like my work. A lot of my work is just connecting with other people that are good at this work and can do it. And just so I can be there kind of as a support in that sense. But yeah, we just kind of got to see what things happen. And I think things are really going to ramp up once this quarantine period is over.
Oh yeah, boy, do we ever have ideas. We have a lot of plans, a lot of ideas, a lot of things in motion. And you touched on a really important point. I mean, the wonderful thing about gaming and video games is that they are designed to be relatively accessible. They don't discriminate in a sense. And I think that the number of people I've met through my experiences over the last 15 years as a player and as a organizer is, games are built for everyone. Games are built for anyone to take part in, and I think that the idea of reaching out and getting gaming into people's households at every level is something that we really strive to do. We really want to make sure that anyone who wants and is interested in games can explore that passion, whether it's from a competitive perspective or even an educational perspective, or just for fun. It's meant to be inclusive and wholesome and fun for everybody, and we hope that this weekend is a really good example of that. And yeah, I really think that I really think that Salt Flats is something truly, truly special. But with that, I think it's about time to let you enjoy Salt Flats to the fullest extent. We've got a little bit, we've done our little welcomes, but we wanted to take a moment and pause to acknowledge the land that makes Salt Flats possible.
Yeah, so while Salt Flats has moved to an online presence at this time, a significant portion of the event is dedicated to representing and uniting Alberta. For that reason, we acknowledge that we call Alberta, or that what we call Alberta is the traditional and ancestral territory of many peoples, presently subject to Treaty 6, 7, and 8, namely the Blackfoot Confederacy, so the Kainai, North and South Piikani, and Siksika, the Cree, the Dene, the Saulteaux, Nakota Sioux, Stoney Nakota, and the Tsuut'ina Nation, and the Métis people of Alberta. This includes the Métis settlements of the 6 regions of the Métis Nation of Alberta within the historical Northwest Métis homeland. We acknowledge the many First Nations, Métis, and Inuit who have lived in and cared for these lands for generations. We are grateful for the traditional knowledge keepers and elders who are still with us today and those who have gone before us. We make this acknowledgement as an act of reconciliation and gratitude to those whose territory we reside on or are visiting. And it's important to kind of note Salt Flats has always been before this online period, a tournament that's taken place in person. And there's a lot of people from either BC or Saskatchewan or Manitoba that have attended, which is largely, and when you think about it, it's all Indigenous land. And this event would not be possible if it weren't for the caretakers of those lands and the acknowledgement to what the treaty and the true intent and spirit of what treaty signing was supposed to be.
And thankfully, we actually were able to get a video prepared for us for acknowledging one of those treaties, which we will jump right into right away here. So thanks so much for attending Salt Flats 2021. We look forward to seeing you throughout the day, and yeah, enjoy it. We can go ahead and roll the video then.